Hello all, welcome to Speak Your Mind Vlogs. This is vlog 17, Citalopram. So far so good. I haven't done a vlog in a few months, so I'm feeling excited about this. I'm in my bed, in my pyjamas, with my book. It's like I'm reading a bedtime story to you guys. So what is Citalopram? Citalopram is an antidepressant. It's called an SSRI, which is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Serotonin is a chemical in the brain that we all have that influences kind of good moods, emotional balance, being able to sleep, stuff like that. So an SSRI essentially helps that the serotonin travel to the nerve cells and hopefully increases our mood and helps us balance our emotions and things like that. So what is it used for and how is it used? It is mainly used to treat depression, anxiety, and lessen anxiety attacks. It is used for other things, but I'm just going to focus on the kind of mental health. Yeah, so you get it prescription tablets, or you can get it in a liquid form. When I was doing my research, I found that you apparently like drop into water and drink, but yeah, I have it in tablet form. Like many other antidepressants, it comes from 10 milligrams up to 40 milligrams. I was introduced to it on 20 milligrams, and that's what I've always been on, but usually you get introduced on 10 milligrams and go up slowly. What I found quite interesting was that, wait, let me just take a breath. Why do I not breathe? What I found quite interesting with my research is that children over 12 can take it. That's kind of one of the things that made me have hope in it, that if they can give it to children under 12 because the side effects are so minimal, then hopefully it won't turn me into a zombie or something like that. The risk of the side effects are the same as all other antidepressants. As we all know, when you take out the little leaflet, when you first get your medication, you know, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, sleeplessness, increased panic, increased anxiety, increased depression for the first couple of weeks. There's always that risk, but the risks are very low with citalopram for these side effects. More commonly, reduced sex drive and ability to orgasm, weight gain, and initial kind of nausea for the first couple of weeks. So me, when did I start citalopram? Why did I start citalopram? So if you are a regular vlog watcher of mine, you will remember that I was in the ski resort Mirabel. I'd just come off paroxetine, which I'd been on for 2 years. No, sorry, duloxetine. I was really struggling without medication, just in a really low place, very weepy, very sad, found it hard to find enjoyment in things. Yeah, I definitely dipped into a bad depression, so I decided that I wanted to go back on medication, which is fine, nothing to be ashamed of. I'm a advocate for being proud of yourself for going on medication. So I was put on paroxetine, which sent me crazy for the first couple of weeks. So I essentially wanted to come off of that, but I knew the withdrawals could be really bad. So I took a week off from my chalet hosting job, went back to the UK to be with my family while I withdrew, went to the doctors who said, let's try you on citalopram. I did my research this time, which I beg you all to do. Just do your research, ask friends and family if you feel brave enough, do your research. The research was really filled me with faith. I researched on the web and asked on my Instagram as well, my Speak Your Mind Instagram, which is linked with these vlogs. You know, I said, does anyone use citalopram? Would you recommend it? Please tell me your stories. And I had so many replies. It was so good. Friends and family came forward and said, yeah, I use it. It's really widely used, and a lot of people had good stories about it, you know, good experiences with it. There were a couple of bad, but you're never gonna get an antidepressant that works for everyone. It's just too good to be true. So yeah, you are meant to, obviously not obviously, you might not know, with antidepressants, start feeling the effects after about 4 to 6 weeks, which is a horrible limbo for us, the kind of people we are to be waiting in, but it is the nature of the beast. So yeah, I started feeling the effects after about 2 weeks, which was amazing, because I was in a really low place. Wait, let me just breathe again. Slow down. Yeah, so I started feeling happier, started feeling more like myself, was less weepy, found enjoyment, wanted to go out skiing again, wanted to, you know, hang out with people again. Yeah, from as little as 2 weeks. Its full effect took a good month or so. I did have a few sleepy days to begin with when I first started taking it, but that could have been because of the position I was in, and I wasn't in a good place. So it's hard to tell if that was a citalopram or just me. Where am I now? With citalopram, not just with you know I'm in bed. So I am so happy to say that I am in one of the best places I've been in for about 7 years, which is just amazing to say. I've been in the lowest place, and I'm so happy to say you can get out of it. And I'll go back, and I'm sure I will. I've got, you know, a solid about 70 years to live. I'm sure I'll go back into it, but I'm happy that I know I can get out of it again, and I think that's hugely I owe to citalopram, if I'm honest. I have changed my life in other ways, you know, exercise, diet, therapy, just kind of being more positive, doing these vlogs, but I think citalopram has definitely helped me kind of be able to do this all more clearly. Yeah, I'd highly recommend citalopram to anyone. Can't promise you it will work, but, you know, whereas with paroxetine and duloxetine, I would discourage anyone from using it. Citalopram, I would encourage you to give it a go, see how it works for you. Obviously there are side effects, because it is what it is. So I have waned a lot of weight. I have gained a lot of weight, and I do fluctuate. I'm a person that I fluctuate my weight constantly, but this time it's been quite uncontrollable, and just kind of, well, it hasn't stopped yet. But that, for me, I've turned it around to see it positively, that I've taken more time to look at my diet and my exercise, because obviously those two things are, you know, necessary for a good mental well-being. So, yeah, I can't, you know, it's not easy for everyone when you're in a bad place. You can't always be, like, proactive in every single part of your life, but I, thankfully, I'm looking at it that, yeah, just trying to exercise more, run more, do more yoga, and eat better, to try and just not gain too much weight. Also, my sex drive has gone down considerably, which is the most common side effect of citalopram. I mean, that doesn't, as you can see, I'm extremely single, so it's not a huge issue, but yeah, the ability to orgasm and the sex drive have gone down to about 0, which is a shame, but it's something that I'm quite willing to give up for good mental health. But, you know, for some people, that's, if you're in a relationship especially, that can be a really difficult thing to deal with. So just be aware of that one if you're thinking about going on citalopram. And yeah, I can happily say that I will be on citalopram for the foreseeable future. Happily, not regretting that, not upset about it. Yeah, so I want to talk about quickly other people's stories, which, if you watch my vlogs, you know I like to always hear what you guys have to say, share your guys' stories as well. It is more widely used than older antidepressants, just because of the lesser side effects, the less risk of having any side effects, and the severity of them. When I asked, yeah, like I said, so many of my friends and family had used it, so many of my followers on Instagram messaged me about it, and it seems that more often than not, people have had really good experiences with it, which is really reassuring. I'd take people's experiences over web research any day, or what a doctor says, definitely. I was speaking to a friend about it, and she was telling me she used to be on citalopram, came off of it, and is now back on it. She has had a good experience with it, because the sentence she said that really stuck out for me was that it made her feel more stable, which I really related to. It hasn't made me feel numb. I don't feel like a zombie, or I don't feel really hyper and manic, which some pills do make me feel. Yeah, it's made me feel very stable, so I completely agree with her. I came across a woman's Instagram today called Joyous Positive. I highly recommend go and follow it. Her posts are really uplifting and helpful, and I just really liked her insights, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be an avid follower from now on. So she put a post up about citalopram. She said she's had quite a bad time with different SSRIs, so the kind of medication it is, for on and off. So but she said with citalopram it lifted her out of the fog, which I can completely relate to, that exact sentence. Like, if you've been through that kind of fog, I think that will relate to you. And then also, citalopram helped her get well, address what was wrong, and thrive, not just survive hour by hour. That sentence I just thought was perfect, how I feel about citalopram. It has helped me get to a place where I can, address my problems, address it, and start to try and create a life that is all about, for me, mental well-being. Whereas the other ones kind of didn't make me feel like that. They did kind of make me feel like they were numbing anxiety and depression, but also me a little bit, perhaps. Go and I will link her Instagram down there. So finally, if you're thinking of taking citalopram, the last couple of things I would say, do your research. Just always, always, always do your research. If you watch my other vlogs about duloxetine and paroxetine, which I'll link at the end of this video, I didn't do my research and I paid for it big time. Don't think of medication as, please don't rely on it. For me, it was a last resort. I tried to sort out my mental health by myself. It didn't work. So I did therapy and medication together. Again, I'll link that vlog, my therapy vlog. Please try other things first. Please try therapy, try finding someone to confide in, trying to change up your exercise, your diet, yoga, water, more sleep, surrounding yourself with non-toxic people. Just try everything. I wouldn't just go straight for medication. It's not a bad thing being on medication, like I said. Don't be ashamed. We take vitamins to make sure our bodies are in the best shape. So why do we feel ashamed to be taking medication to make sure our mind's in the best shape it can be? I don't think you should be ashamed of it at all. But yeah, don't just go straight to it. If you're starting to feel down, if you're watching this video because you've only just started to feel down, or you've only just started to decide you want to seek help or change your life, try other things first before medication, because it can be a bit life-changing and it can change you as a person a little bit. And lastly, please just remember that it is different for every single person. Medication is not ever the same for two people. And just because it has worked for so many people, unfortunately, it doesn't mean it's going to agree with you. And finding medication that works for you, especially when it comes to mental health, can take years. You know, it's just taken me 4 years to find, 3 or 4 years to find one that works for me. And don't be disheartened if it doesn't work for you. It is a long process, and the limbo of waiting, withdrawing, going back on, dealing with the side effects can be really long. But don't be disheartened if citalopram doesn't work for you. You'll find one. So it feels good to be back vlogging. Hope to see you all again soon.